Hey everyone, so here I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm in Virginia in the mountains right now, and I have to go to Tennessee to renew my tags. So I figured that this was a perfect opportunity to do something I always wanted to do, and that was to just hop on the Blue Ridge Parkway and drive it all the way down to the end in southern North Carolina. So let's do it, and let's see what kind of cool stuff we can find. Spot right here. All right, it's starting to get dark, and so I'm just going to go ahead and eat dinner and just go ahead and find a spot to sleep. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a campsite out here, so I'll probably just end up going to a Walmart. These pork and beans are really good. They're 70 cents a can. I don't feel like cooking anything, and I have these on hand just in case I don't feel like cooking anything. I just heat them up. I mix them with some red pepper, and they taste delicious. Sometimes I mix them with instant rice or ramen to make it more filling. And this stuff is so good. Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Just add a little bit of that. And some red pepper. And also some garlic powder. So if you don't know anything about the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's run by the National Park Service, and it's one of the longest scenic highways in the United States. It might be the longest. It's almost 500 miles long. And it starts at Great Smoky Mountain National Park in North Carolina, on the North Carolina-Tennessee border, and it goes through the ridge of the Appalachian Mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it ends at Shenandoah National Park. It's really beautiful. It's basically like there's overlooks everywhere, trailheads everywhere. I read that it was the longest, not the biggest, but the longest park in America. I'm from the East Coast, and we have very little outdoor recreation stuff out here. We have only 3 or 4 national parks. There's the Great Smoky Mountains, there's Shenandoah, and then there's a Cave National Park in Kentucky, and then we have the one in Maine, and then there's the one, the Everglades in Florida, and the one in South Carolina. It's like a hardwood forest, but it's nothing like out west. I love it out west. I've been out the past 2 summers in a row. I went out west, and I love it out west. I'm actually thinking about right now heading out west and just spending the rest of the summer out there. I spent 4 months in Colorado and Utah last summer and fall, and it was amazing. As soon as I built my Prius camper, that was what I did, was I headed out west. I literally took over 10,000 pictures in Colorado alone. I'm either going to go to the West Coast, go up the West Coast, or I'm going to go to the upper Midwest, like the Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, or I was also thinking going to New England or going to Canada. All right, so I'm at milepost 168. That means it's been 168 miles since the beginning of the Blue Ridge Parkway, way up in northern Virginia. Look at this little cabin right on the mountainside. I love stuff like this. Alright, it is time to find somewhere to sleep. here is the Walmart that I found on the map. Unfortunately, I had to drive like 45 minutes out of my way to get here, but that's just how it is sometimes. That's because this is a very rural area and there are no big cities anywhere around here. So it looks like a really good Walmart. There's at least one person sleeping here in that trailer. Looks like there's lots of nice private spots in here. So here is where I slept last night. I got a great night of sleep, and it's funny because I don't get cell phone service in this town, but I still reach the Wi-Fi signal from way over here. I have no idea where I am. I think it's called Mount Airy, North Carolina. It says it is 106 degrees in my car, but that's just at the ceiling. Thankfully, I can run the AC without the engine running. Alright, now to see if I can find a cup of coffee for $1 or less. Speedway is usually really good about letting you refill your own coffee cup for like 78 cents, something like that. I filled this thing for $1.08 after tax. I don't like paying more than $1 for coffee. I mean, sometimes I make it. I have a coffee maker, but sometimes I just don't feel like it. All right, back to the Blue Ridge Parkway. All right, here we go. This is the parkway right here. Left is south and north is right. We are going left to Chattanooga, Tennessee, but we are stopping at Asheville, North Carolina first, and maybe Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Asheville, 188 miles. So I just let my dog out of the car, and this is the one thing that drives me crazy about having a dog is how much she sheds. I literally brush my dog for like several hours a week, and she still sheds everywhere. So here I just found this Blue Ridge Music Center right off the parkway, and I have been loving bluegrass music for the past few years. It's like my favorite genre of music, and I saw a sign that there is some live bluegrass down here, so let's go check it out. Man, that was so much fun. I wasn't planning on going to a bluegrass concert, but it just kind of happened like that. I love bluegrass so much. I could listen to it like all day long. Even the old twangy stuff. And I would say especially the old twangy stuff. I love old classic bluegrass, and you can't really find it on the internet anywhere. Like, whenever I come into these areas, these Appalachia areas, I scan through the FM radio stations looking for good bluegrass stations, because I know that there will be some local DJs playing good classic bluegrass, and then I'll search on the internet trying to find the songs that I heard, and I can't find them. I love it. So I'm gonna try to go to some thrift stores and find some good old classic bluegrass CDs, because my Prius still has a CD player. So all right, that was absolutely amazing and made me so happy. So now it is back to the parkway, and left is south. So now it's only 172 miles to Asheville. It's 4:30. In like 4 hours, I've gone 16 miles. I am the slowest traveler ever, because when I travel, I feel like I have to see everything and explore everything and explore every dirt road, every little piece of wilderness I find. I feel like I have to see all of it. I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing. This is cool. The Blue Ridge Parkway is quite different from most national parks. Just think, a park 469 miles long, yet only 800 feet wide in many places. Oh man, yet another beautiful overlook. I'm in North Carolina. I've been in North Carolina for a few miles. This is just amazing. Wow. I think North Carolina has the best section of the Appalachian Mountains on the entire East Coast. They're the highest, they're the tallest for starters. It's just amazing. The whole area around like Asheville, North Carolina. Look at this log cabin way up there on the mountain. That's where I want to live, somewhere like that. There are so many of these overlooks on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Like, I couldn't cover everything in one video. I couldn't cover everything in 10 videos. This is pretty cool, though. Talks about how Native Americans used to be here, and when the European immigrants came here, they adopted the Cherokee crops and techniques and agricultural practices, and they blended it with their farming traditions, and it resulted in a distinctive regional agricultural heritage. Here's another little cool cabin, mountain home. This is cool. I wish I could go inside. How cool is this? Mountain Spring, that's the name of my YouTube channel. Believe it or not, this is a mountain spring right here. They just drilled a hole with a pipe to make the water come out easier, and I love mountain spring water. Every time I find a spring, I fill up my water bottle with it, and it's so cold coming out of the ground that it makes your water bottle sweat on the outside. And that's why I named my channel Mountain Springs, because I just have a fascination with them. The water is so pure and it tastes so good. There's no better water on the planet than fresh, ice-cold mountain spring water. I'm sorry for showing you guys so many overlooks, but they just keep getting better and better. This might be the best one yet. The farther I go into North Carolina, the more impressive the Blue Ridge Parkway becomes, and the more scenic. Through Virginia, it was like through farmland mostly. Like it was the mountains, but it was like, but out here in North Carolina, it's like a whole different terrain. And also, you can really see why they call it the Blue Ridge Mountains, because they really do look blue in the distance. Alright, so I've been driving a while, and here I'm pulled over, and I'm going to start to make dinner. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way to Asheville tonight. I got maybe about an hour of sunlight left, and I am going to be staying in Boone, North Carolina tonight, I think. And it's Boone is another cool little mountain town like Asheville, and I'm going to start making dinner now. And what I am making for dinner tonight is lentil chili, and that is exactly what it sounds like. So the way I make it, it is very, very simple. Couldn't be any easier. Basically, I just take a pack of lentils, cook it in my pressure cooker, and then mix them with some water with a can of chili with no beans. You want to make sure it's no beans because it's pretty much all beef in there. And just mix it with some Cajun seasoning and some red pepper and onion powder. And I'm going to put the lentils in the pressure cooker, cook them, and then have it pressure cooking while I'm driving to save time. Look at that sunset. Isn't that amazing? This spot is so cool. I don't know what it is about it, but I just love it. And also, what I was going to say is, when it's pressure cooking, what I do is I just stuff it in this little nook right there, and then I pull all this stuff back. I have it plugged into my inverter so it doesn't like shake around or anything, and I can just drive while it's pressure cooking. Alright, Asheville, 126 miles. I am making way, and part of the reason I don't want to stay in Asheville, or don't want to drive all the way to Asheville, is because it's getting dark and I want to drive the parkway during the daytime. Alright, milepost 263. Alright, here we are in Boone, and I'm just going to go to the Walmart here. Alright, here we are at the Boone Walmart. I have actually stayed at this Walmart before, and I know I have because I have it saved in my phone, and I actually remember it was about a little over a year ago. It was in my last car that I converted into a camper. It was a Subaru Forester. I don't really like this parking lot. There's not many good spots, and it's connected to all these other businesses over here. This is not an ideal Walmart parking lot, but that's just how it is sometimes, so we will make something work. So tonight I will be boondocking in Boone. Get it? Boondocking? So here's where I slept last night. I just came around to the side, and I have been hearing those plastic bins banging around all morning long. And that's because this is where the Walmart pickup is. And once again, it is 106 degrees in my car. And again, that's still at the ceiling, 39 degrees in my fridge. And I bet the Walmart pickup employees are wondering what in the world is going on with that Prius. The engine has been turning on and off for the past several hours. Hey, what are you looking at? Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I drove most of the parkway. I only have a little bit left. But depending on how this video does, I might make a part 2 of this video going through the rest of western North Carolina and Tennessee and stuff. And it's just a really great area. One of my favorite areas on the East Coast. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you all for the support. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel. And when you like and subscribe to my channel, it helps the channel to grow. And when you share my videos, I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I will see you in the next video. Thanks.